All right. So we're going to bow in. So right hand, we make it into a fist. This represents power. Left hand, bringing fingers together, friendship, tucking in the thumb, humility. Fist into the palm, and welcome. It's good to see everyone. They still do this bow in China to this day. If you're watching the Olympics in China real closely, especially the female figure skaters would bow to their judges before they did their routine. So, all right, standing in the Wuji position, so feet are shoulder or hip distance apart. Nice, gentle bend in the knees. This is important. It helps activate the leg muscles. We're tucking in the pelvis. Head is lifted by the silk thread. So we have good straight body posture in this direction and good straight body posture in this direction. That posture is really, really important, all right? So we are going to start with some deep breathing exercises. As you breathe, fill all of your lungs with air. So you're not just taking a breath where you're only filling the upper lobes of the lung. You want to fill all of the lungs with air. So the Chinese call that belly breathing, okay? So let's begin. Inhale the hands up. And exhale, relax the hands down. It's pretty hard, right? Inhale. And exhale. Nice and slow. Slower better. Inhale. And exhale. Push the hands in front of us next. Inhale to the heart and exhale like you're pushing someone away. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, relaxing the hands down. Nice and slow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now, 1 second. Ooh, I can kind of. Inhale. Can you see me better now? And exhale. Inhale and exhale. Do I feel like I'm in your lap now, Doug? Did you like me better over there? All right. I even showered this week. Arms over the head next. So inhaling, hands to the heart. Exhale, hands up over the head, pushing down on the feet, up on the hands simultaneously. Inhale to the heart and exhale, relax the hands down. You need to hold on to the chair, that's fine. Inhale and exhale, if you're able to do that. Inhale and exhale. One more time, big, deep belly breath in. Long, slow breath out. Stay safe. Inhale and exhale. Arms to the side. Inhale to the heart. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. The hands down. Big, deep belly breath in. Long, slow breath out. Fingertips up. Push out on the palms. Inhale and exhale. Pause for just one moment. Go ahead, put your hands out for just a second, palms facing the ground. Now rotate the palms out so the fingertips are up. Feel that stretch in your arm? Your arm's out there anyway, might as well bring those fingertips up, feel a little bit of that stretch. Helps exercise the arm, all right? That works for all directions. So like when we're doing that exercise where we inhale and exhale, instead of just bringing our hands out this way, we can bring our hands out this way and kind of do a stretch in the arms, all right? So arms to the side again. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, hands out to the side, fingertips up. Inhale to the heart. Beautiful. Exhale, relax the hands down. One more time. Big, deep belly breath in. Long, slow breath out. Keep a nice, gentle bend in those knees. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Next one, giving a big hug. Inhale the arms up. Keep inhaling as you open the arms up. Exhale, you're pushing the hands together. keep exhaling as you float the hands down. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Nice and slow. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Arms in the diagonals. I'll be mirroring you. Inhale to the heart. Left hand up, right hand down. Exhale. Inhale to the heart. Keep that upper body nice and straight. Right up, left down. Exhale. Inhale to the heart. Left up, right down. Exhale. Nice and slow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, nice and gentle, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Make sure that upper body's nice and straight. Make sure you're not leaning. Inhale to the heart and exhale. Relax the hands down. 2 more breathing exercises. We're going to flap our arms like bird wings. Big, deep belly breath in. Doing what your body allows you to do. Exhale, floating the hands down, nice and gentle. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And last exercise, my favorite, gathering chi. Big, deep belly breath in. And then long, slow breath out. Float those hands down. Chinese believe in an energy called qi that runs through our bodies. In this exercise, we're gathering that qi in and pushing that qi down into our dantian. Nice and slow. 1 more time. Big, deep belly breath in. And long, slow breath out. That's why we have the chair. You all right? All right. That's why we have the chair. All right. So let's do gathering chi 1 more time. Big, deep belly breath in. And long, slow breath out. There you go. That's our deep breathing exercise. Everyone good? All right. So a strategy that might help you. So sometimes you heard me talk about posture. It's really important that we keep really good posture, not only in this direction, but also in this direction. And so if you feel your weight starting to go back, the best thing you can do is bend your knees even more, because that will help right you. As when we start feeling our weight go back, that helps starting to pitch us backwards, all right? And so obviously we don't want to do that. So when you feel your weight starting to go back on your heels, bend your knees and kind of sink down, and that will help you kind of gratify that. Yeah, there you go. Good job. Good job. All right. Um, all right. Which, by the way, you're doing really good from you done really good from last week to this week. So good job. She had that same problem last week, and we talked with you and your husband about helping that, and it looks like it's worked. So keep up the good work. All right. So one quick thing, it has nothing to do with Tai Chi, but it does have. Do you realize today is Friday the 13th? Did you also realize that last night was a full moon? So my wife she's a nurse. She works in the cardiac unit. She texted me today and was like, "Oh my God." She said, yeah, between the full moon and Friday the 13th, she said, like, things in the medical community are crazy right now. In the schools? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really weird how that works, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's weird how that runs, those trends run through, isn't it? All right, so moving along, warm-up exercise. These are 12 exercises: neck, shoulders, lower spine, hips, knees, and ankles. All right, it's good overall body workout. We're gonna start with a chin tuck. This will help you with your posture, all right? So we're gonna kind of tuck the chin in, but we keep the chin level to the ground. So I'm not looking down and tucking the chin in. I look out ahead of me and tuck in the chin, and I feel this nice stretch on the back of the neck, okay? So from that Wuji position, feet flat, nice gentle bend in the knees, tucking in the tailbone, heads lifted by the silk thread. We're going to do the chin tuck, floating the hands up in front of us, shoulder height. Hands to the chest, tucking in the chin, keep looking straight ahead. Hands come out, chin gently floats up, and then we sink the chin to the chest without leaning forward. Again, we're going to do this 2 more times, floating the hands up in front of us, shoulder height. Keeping the chin level, tucking the chin in, keep looking straight ahead. Hands come out, chin gently floats up, and then we sink the chin down to the chest. One more time, floating the hands up in front of us. Hands to the chest, tucking in the chin, keep looking straight ahead. Hands come out, chin gently floats up, and then we sink the chin down to the chest. Beautiful. Next neck exercise, we're going to look side to side, primarily working on the neck from side to side. We add the hands in, give yourself a little brain work also, all right? Work first on the neck, then on the hands, all right? I am going to mirror you as we do this. So from the prayer hand position, Tai Chi ball, right hand is on top. Watching the left hand going over the left shoulder, looking left, pushing down on the right. And then we come back to center. Nice job. Tai Chi ball, left hand is on top, watching the right hand, going over the right shoulder, looking right, pushing down on the left. And we come back to center. Right hand's on top, and left hand, left shoulder, looking left, pushing down right, turning the neck, feeling the stretch. And we come back to center. Use those chairs if you need to. Tai Chi ball, left hand is on top, watching the right hand, going over the right shoulder, looking right, pushing down left. And we come back to center. Well, good. Prayer hand position. One more time. Right hand's on top, left hand, left shoulder, looking left, pushing down on the right. And coming back to center. Prayer hands. Left hand is on top, right hand, right shoulder, looking right, pushing down on the left. And we come back to center, come back to prayer hands, and relax the hands down. One thing to remember about Tai Chi before we move on to our shoulder exercises, it's a very nice and gentle exercise. So make sure you're not pushing your body to the extremes. We want to stay nice and gentle, all right? In my years of working with people with Parkinson's disease, when we push you to the extreme, it pushes your Parkinson's symptoms to the extreme. If we keep it gentle, that helps with those Parkinson's symptoms also. All right? So, being a military guy, you're probably used to faster, harder, push harder, right? Sound familiar? Yeah, don't do that here. Nice and gentle, all right? Do what you can do, all right? There's no way you're going to remember all these exercises. So you just, and I'll, as we go through, there's like 3 exercises you want to try and remember. All right. That's a really good place to start and then work from there. Okay. All right. So we'll get to those. So you do what you're able to do. All right. So forward shoulder circles. Keep the waist still as you do these exercises. All right. So shoulders back, and then up, then forward without leaning forward, and down. Shoulders back, and then up, then forward, and down. Would be better to probably sit in one of those chairs or even one of those, either one of those 2 chairs back there. Okay? Shoulders back, and then up, then forward without leaning forward, and down. Pause for 1 second. Oh, no, you're fine. So what we do is if you want to use these chairs, you're going to stand right here. So you can sit here and hold on to these chairs while you're watching me. All right? My name's Craig. This is the new class, Friday the 13th. Lots of new people. So just have fun. All right? So it will help you if you turn and kind of face this direction. So you're facing directly towards me. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and pivot. So you're facing directly. You want to be standing directly between those chairs. All right. And go ahead. I would recommend putting the glasses in your pocket so you can hold on to the chairs. All right. All right. Understanding of English? Are there any communications? Okay. All right. Do want to make sure. So hold on to the chairs because I want you to be safe. All right. All right. So reverse shoulder circles next. So shoulders forward and then up and then back and down. Forward, up, back, and down. You can pull up a chair and sit and join us if you want. Forward, then up, then back, and down. Awesome. Next exercise for our shoulders. We're going to be gathering chi, just like we did when we were breathing. But now we're going to focus on our shoulders. So imagine that someone is holding onto your wrist and pulling out very gently on your wrist. So you feel the body start to expand. You feel the shoulder, you feel the elbow expand, and then moves to the chest and the back. All right. So sometimes the rigidity you feel sometimes with Parkinson's, this will help offset that. Okay. So we're gently reaching out, reaching up, staying safe, and then relax the hands down. Nice and gentle. Keep looking straight ahead. Don't look down. There you go. Gently reaching out, reaching up, and relax the hands down. Keep looking straight ahead. Keep a nice gentle bend in those knees. One more time. Gently reaching out, reaching up, and relax the hands down. Very nice. All right, onto the lower spine, touching heaven and earth. Last exercise, as we were gathering chi, we're opening up the body horizontally. Now we're going to open up the body vertically. So imagine there's a silk thread attached to the crown of your head, and beautiful. And imagine someone is gently pulling that thread towards the ceiling. So you're stretching and opening the spine. Okay? It's nice and gentle, not forcing anything. Do what your body allows you to do. Okay? Prayer hand position. Left hand up, right hand down, stretching the spine. And we come back to center. Right hand up, left hand down, gently stretching the spine. And we come back to center. Left hand up, right hand down, floating the head gently towards the ceiling. And coming back to center. Right hand up, left hand down, gently stretching the spine. And we come back to center. One more time. Left hand up, right hand down, gently float the head towards the ceiling. Keep looking straight ahead. And then we come back to center. Right hand up, left hand down, gently stretching that spine. Keep looking straight ahead. And then we come back to center, back to prayer hands, and relax the hands down. Awesome. Next lower spine exercise. Keep your hips square to the front. So I'm turning my upper body from the left to the right, but think I'm turning my belly button left and right without turning the hips. So I'm not doing this, I'm doing this. All right. Again, it's nice and gentle. All right. This is the way the Chinese work on our core muscles. And with having Parkinson's disease, everybody wants to focus on your extremities because that's where Parkinson's first shows up. But it affects the whole body. And these are your core muscles. So you want to make sure these muscles stay strong. This is like when you build your house, you want to build your house on a firm foundation. So you keep those muscles strong. It's a good firm foundation. All right. So this will help with that. This also helps with not trying to be indelicate, but if you're having problems with constipation, which I think the latest number is 65% of the people with Parkinson's have trouble with constipation, drink more water, do this exercise, because this is giving your intestines a really good kind of a massage, if you will. Okay. So from prayer hand position, Tai Chi ball, left hand is on top, gently turning to the left. And then we turn the ball over, right hand's on top, and then gently turn to the right. Stay on the right side, turning the ball over, left hand's on top, gently turn to the left. Stay on the left side as you turn the ball over, right hand's on top. Oh, would you tap on that window, please? All right. All right. Is your hand okay? Okay. You just relax for a second, all right? All right. Yeah, if you would, grab the lady at the front desk. Okay, just relax for one moment. I'll help you up, okay? Are you okay? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to grab you under the arms, all right? Almost like I'm hugging you, okay?
Thank you.
Sure. Sure. All right. Yeah, I think so. You were doing so good today. All right. I got that. Thank you. All right. I'm glad this was here to catch your fall. Did you hit anything? Did you hurt anything? Your face? All right. So she fell forward. Yeah. But I don't see any injury. Okay. Okay.
Well, let me get you some ice.
Okay.
And we'll call your husband.
No, please don't call him.
Her son
No,
brought her, or
her
grandson
son.
or something.
Yeah, my
Do you-
son is here.
Your
Oh,
son?
your son's here.
He was driving like an SUV, a
Okay.
kind of
We'll get
a
him
dark
that.
colored
Okay.
SUV.
And then if you just want to
Yeah, just why don't you
Yeah,
sit?
yeah.
Can you give her a thing of water?
Yeah.
Thanks, Amanda.
Yeah, sure.
All right, you
Thank
doing
you.
okay?
No,
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. See, it's Friday the 13th. I'm not superstitious though. All right. So we were doing the exercise, side to side hip exercise. Let's do that one more time. All right. So prayer hand position. Tai Chi ball, left hand is on top, gently turning to the left. Turning the ball over, right hand's on top, and then gently turn to the right. And then we turn the ball over. Let's do that one more time. Gently turn to the left. And then we turn the ball over, right hand's on top, and then gently turn to the right. And then we turn the ball over, we come back to center and relax the hands down. Thank you for going to get help, by the way. Appreciate it. All right, so we're going to do one more exercise before we sit down. And it's a combination of a leg strengthening and balance exercise. All right. So, what I have found in my years of teaching Tai Chi, posture, as we've talked about, is very important. So imagine that silk thread is gently lifting your head because you want that posture to be straight. You don't want to develop the stoop over posture. So you try and keep that posture nice and straight. The second thing I've noticed, thank you, Amanda. Second thing I've noticed is increasing our leg strength. Okay. So if you have problems getting out of the chair, that's a good indication your legs are starting to get weak. And so this exercise will help with both of those, okay? So it's very important that you hold on to the chair, okay? We've had our one accident minimum or maximum for today, all right? So make sure that you hold on to the chairs when you balance yourself, okay? Because I want everyone to be safe, okay? So in this exercise, we're gonna keep our knee bent and keep our body straight, okay? So, and if you want to take that chair and turn it sideways so it's next to you, I'm sorry, I forget your name. Yes. Yeah, Connie. It'll just, if you need to hold on to it for balance, so you're standing next to that chair. Yes, but to the side of you. Yeah, actually, if you go like that. So now you can hold on to it if you need it. So I have found if the chair's in front of you, you can get your feet tangled in it. We don't want that, right? But if you're holding it to the side, that's nice and safe. Or if you can hold on to both sides, that's really helpful, okay? All right, so leg strengthening exercise. Weight shifts to the left, keeping a bend in the left knee, body nice and straight, right foot, cat stance. So all my weight is left, tapping that right toe. Tap the right toe to the front, empty. No weight on the right foot, all the weight's left. And then cat stance once again. Tapping the right toe to the side, empty. And cat stance. And now the tough one, tapping the right toe behind us. Now, keep plenty of space between your feet when you do this. There you go. Awesome, awesome. And cat stance. And then back to Wu Ji. So, same thing, other side, weight shifts to the right, bend in the right knee, left, cat. That's why we have the chair. Left foot to the front, empty. And cat stance. Tap the left toe to the side. Make sure you're standing up, nice and straight and tall. Make mom proud, right? And cat stance. And now tap the left toe behind us. Again, keeping plenty of space between the feet. Make sure you keep that upper body nice and straight. And cat stance. And then back to Wu Ji. Awesome. There you go. Shake those legs loose. Isn't that fun? All right. So let's go ahead. Have a seat. We'll do a few seated exercises. All right. Go ahead and you can have a seat. So there's a chair right behind you. You can have a seat in that chair. Okay. We're going to do some seated exercises. All right. Okay. Thank you. So have a seat. We want everyone to be nice and safe. Okay. So when we sit Tai Chi style, you sit up on the edge of your chair. Try to not use the back of your chair. There's a chair right behind you. Go ahead and sit in that chair directly behind you. Okay? No, there's actually one behind you. You're not holding on to it, but there's a chair directly behind you. You can have a seat in that chair directly behind you. Okay? And again, so when we sit Tai Chi style, we sit up on the edge of the chair. Okay? Our feet flat on the floor, 90-degree bend between the upper and the lower leg. Okay? Our pelvic bone is kind of a flat bone, and we have a tendency to sit back on our pelvic bone. So instead, kind of roll forward on your pelvic bone, and then the head is lifted by a silk thread. So I have good straight body posture in this direction, and when you look at me from the side, I have good straight body posture from this direction. A lot of times we tend to sit back on the pelvic bone and kind of rock back like this and shove our head forward. That goes back to that posture I was talking about. So instead, roll forward on the pelvic bone and lift the head by the silk thread so we have good straight body posture. I have found, again, my years working with people with Parkinson's, my mother had Parkinson's, by the way, so I've done this for a long time. What I have seen is whatever posture you use in the chair tends to be the same posture you use when you stand. So practice that good straight posture in the chair, and it will pay off for you as you stand and move around. All good? All right. Just you look like you're playing a harmonica over there. All right. So our first hip exercise, our goal in this exercise, so we're going to be on the one side of the chair, we're going to be opening the leg up. Keep the knee directly above the ankle, all right? So I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this, but I'm doing this. And this is going to enhance the stretch here and on the hips, okay? So everybody turn to the right-hand side of the chair. Worry about your feet first. Don't, if it's too hard to do the hands and feet, just worry about the legs first, okay? So I will demonstrate the hands, but you don't have to follow with them, okay? So prayer hand position, gently pushing against the right wall, opening up the left leg. Feel that stretch in the hip. And then we come back to center. Again, pushing against the right wall, opening up the left leg, keep the knee directly above the ankle, and come back to center. One more time, pushing against the right wall, opening up the left leg. Feel that nice stretch. And we come back to center, relax the hands down, and turn to the other side of the chair. Same thing, other side. Okay? So now we're going to work the right leg. So from the prayer hand position, gently pushing against the left wall, opening up the right leg. Feel that nice stretch. And we come back to center. Beautiful. Make sure you keep your good straight body posture as you're sitting down. Again, we're pushing into the left wall, opening up the right leg. Feel that nice stretch. And we come back to center. One more time, pushing against the left wall, opening up the right leg. Feel that nice stretch. Keep that body nice and straight. And then we come back to center, relax the hands down, turn back to center, and shake our legs loose. Good job. That's our first hip exercise. Second hip exercise, 2 motions with the leg. We're going to lift the leg up like you're pulling the knee up to the chest. Second motion, pushing down. You're going to try and imagine you're driving your foot through the floor into the basement, all right? So the key on this exercise is to keep your back straight when you're doing this. So make sure you're sitting up on the edge of your chair. Don't use that back of the chair, all right? What I see most commonly is people will lift up their leg and lean back simultaneously. Your goal is to lift your knee as high as you can while keeping your back straight. And it will help you if you kind of gently lift your head towards the ceiling when you're lifting your leg. That will help keep your back straight. Okay? So I'm going to start with the left leg. We're going to lift the left leg up. Hands are behind us. Keep the back and the body straight. And then relax, hands in front of us, pushing down on the left foot, hard as you can, push, 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 and relax. Lifting the left leg up, keep the back straight, lifting that head by that silk thread. Back to center, hands in front of us, pushing down on the left foot, hard as you can, push, 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 and relax. One more time, lifting the left leg up, keep that back straight. There you go. And relax. And then hands in front of us, pushing down on the left foot, hard as you can, push, 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 and relax. Same thing, other side, lifting the right leg up, hands are behind us, keep that back straight, and relax. Hands in front of us, pushing down on the right foot, hard as you can, keep the body straight, make sure you're not leaning forward, and relax. Beautiful. Lifting the right leg up, keeping the back straight, and relax. And then hands in front of us, pushing down on the right foot, hard as you can. Push, 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 and relax. One more time. Lifting the right leg up, hands are behind us. Hold this position for a half an hour. Just kidding. And then hands in front of us, pushing down on the right foot, hard as you can. Push, 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 and relax. Shake those legs loose. All right. Any questions so far? All right. So I told you 3 exercises I wanted you to remember, right? Don't try and remember all these exercises. Not going to work, all right? But this is something you can work on at home as a care partner, you can work um, on your relative um, at home. Okay, so 3 things to remember: the deep breathing that we did. You missed the part of the deep breathing, but we spend about 7 minutes doing deep breathing. We're moving the hands. It doesn't matter what you do with the hands. It matters that you deep breathe. All right. So long, slow, deep breathing. And the Chinese say you breathe from the belly. So when you breathe in, you don't go like that. You long, slow, deep breathing. Okay. There is a great book out there called Breathe. It was a bestseller like 2 or 3 years ago. It has a bright yellow cover. You can find it on Amazon, and it's called Breathe. It's a pretty kind of interesting book to read about breathing. It talks about the mechanics of breathing and about how you should breathe through the nose and out through the mouth. So if you want to read about breathing, that's a good thing to do. But that's exercise number 1 I want you to remember, all right? This next exercise is also one that I want you to remember. And if you can practice this exercise like once a day, once every other day, something like that, it's going to help you get stronger and better, okay? So this is known as the heel kick. So we'll be alternating legs as we do this. But in general, there's 4 motions that you do with your leg. First motion, you pick the leg up. Second, you kick out on the heel. So you're pushing out on the heel, up on the toe. That's a second motion. Third, we pick the leg back up. Don't forget this step. And then fourth, you float the foot to the ground. Okay? Simple enough. It's good workout on the leg. Good way to stretch those legs. All right? Good way to exercise those legs. Keep the back straight, keep the body straight. So when you're lifting your leg up, you're not leaning back or leaning to the side. You keep that back and body straight. Lift that knee as high as you're able to. Okay? And if you have it in you, you punch out the opposite hand. All right? But I want you to focus on the legs. Get the legs right first, then worry about the hands. Okay? Any questions? All right. Hands loosely gripped at the belt line. Picking up the left leg. Heel kick left, punching out right fist. Picking up the left leg, let that foot hover, and then float the foot to the ground. Picking up the right leg, heel kick right, punching out left fist. Opposite hand, opposite hand. Picking up the right leg, floating the foot to the ground. Picking up the left leg, heel kick left, punching out right. Picking up the left leg, floating the foot to the ground. Picking up the right leg. Keep that back straight. Heel kick right, punching out left. Picking up the right leg and float the foot to the ground. One more time. Sitting up nice and straight and tall. Try and work those legs, all right? Picking up the left leg, heel kick left, punching out right fist. Picking up the left leg, floating the foot to the ground. Picking up the right leg, heel kick right, punching out left fist. And picking up the right leg and float the foot to the ground. Beautiful. Shake those legs loose. So this may be a good exercise to work within at home on. And concentrate first on the legs. Don't worry about the hands. Worry about the legs. And my suggestion is, as a caretaker, to not move the body, let them do whatever they can do. And eventually their motions, their first motions may be like a lift and a small kick, but it will get better over time. Okay? All right. That's my suggestions. Take it or leave it. Most people leave it. Yes, sir. I have not. The APDA website? Or? Oh, my website? If you're familiar with YouTube, I have a YouTube channel. So you can go to Tai Chi with Craig Miller. And actually, if you Google Tai Chi with Craig Miller, it'll come up to that website, that YouTube website. Those videos are all labeled the same, bad on my part. But you can pick through those videos, find out a day, because there's some like all seated classes. There's some classes like this that are blended classes. So you can find a class like there and you can practice a little bit at home. Found it? Yeah, it pops right up when you go to it. So, pardon me? Yes, it does. Yeah, it's makeup. That's the only reason why. All right. So they probably didn't tell you, but I have a habit of telling dad jokes because I want everyone to have fun. So, and it's Father's Day coming up, so we need a couple more dad jokes, right? He's been coming here for a while, so he really likes my dad jokes. All right. I told my friend 10 dad jokes to make him laugh. Sadly, no pun intended. No pun intended. Intended. A fellow walked up to me and said, salad servers, pinchers, forceps. And I didn't understand him. He was speaking in tongues. Dad joke, bad joke, same thing, right? How does Bigfoot tell time? With a Sasquatch. Only a couple more. All right. Before surgery, my anesthesiologist asked me if I would like to be knocked out with gas or he could just hit me over the head with a boat paddle. It was an either or situation. Oh, I got all kinds of them. I'm a dad. I am so mad. I found a running track with no lines on it. It is so frustrating. I don't know where to start. There you go. All right. So we're going to do the same exercise. Thank you for the reminder about the website. I appreciate that. So that's a good something to look at to help remember the exercise. Even remembering 3 exercises can be overwhelming. All right. So breathing, heel kick. We're going to do a different version of that called the toe kick. Heel kick, toe kick, doesn't matter. All right. We're doing the same exact thing, but this time we're pointing the toe forward instead of pointing the toe up. Okay. Everything else is still the same. So hands loosely gripped at the belt line. Make sure you're sitting up nice and straight and tall. Picking up the left leg, toe kick left, punching out right fist. Picking up the left leg, let it hover there, and then float the foot to the ground. Picking up the right leg, toe kick right, punching out left fist. Picking up the right leg, let it hover there, and then float that foot to the ground. Picking up the left leg, toe kick left, punching out, right fist. Picking up the left leg, floating the foot to the ground. Picking up the right leg, keep the back straight, toe kick right, punch left. And then we pick up the right leg, float the foot to the ground. One more time, picking up the left leg, toe kick left, punching out right fist. Picking up the left leg, floating the foot to the ground. Picking up the right leg, toe kick right, punching out left fist. And then picking up the right leg and floating the foot to the ground. Beautiful. Shake those legs loose. Good job. All right, we're going to do our ankle exercises from the chair. But this is the third of the magic 3 exercises: breathing, heel kick, and then ankle exercise. All right. One of the, I'm assuming everybody here has seen a movement disorder specialist. So it's a specialized neurologist that deals with Parkinson's and other movement disorders, essential tremors, that type of stuff. And so one of the movement disorder specialists told one of my patients that Parkinson's shows up first, usually in the wrist and the ankles. All right. And that's why this is such an important exercise. And it's really, really simple, but it's very important. Okay. So we're going to start with the left leg. We're going to touch our heel and then our toe. Heel and toe. Try to not move the leg, move the ankle. Heel and toe, nice and slow. Heel and toe. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, and toe. Now shift, right foot, same thing. Touch heel, and toe. Heel and toe. Heel, toe, heel, toe. Heel, toe. Try to move the ankle, not the leg. Heel, toe. One more time. Heel and toe. Beautiful. The most common thing I see, and I'll just demonstrate it by standing. You can stay seated. The most common thing I see with that exercise is people will move their leg, like they'll do this to touch heel and toe. I can do that in an ankle cast. I'm not moving my ankle when I'm doing this. I'm moving my knee a lot, but I'm not moving my ankle. So instead, you keep the leg in one spot and flex the ankle, heel and toe. That really that forces that ankle to move more when you do that, all right? And you want your ankles to be flexible because that helps keep us out of that Parkinson's shuffling walk, all right? So deep breathing, heel kick, ankle exercises. Those are the three exercises you want to concentrate on at first, okay? Second ankle exercise, left foot touching the little toe and the big toe. Outside of the foot and inside of the foot. Little toe, big toe, outside and inside. Then shifting feet, right foot, little toe and big toe, outside and inside. Try to not move the leg, move the ankle. Little toe, big toe, or corn and bunion. You're too young to get that joke. All right. Any questions on those exercises? Okay. So, um, so there's a lot more exercises to learn, but start with those three. And again, caretakers can help at home just by um, getting everyone more familiar with those exercises. All right, but it really comes down to the basics. Breathing is really, really essential. All right, so practice breathing. It sounds strange. We breathe all the time, but practice breathing. It makes a huge difference. All right, practice sitting up straight. It's hard to do. We'll sit up straight for a little bit and then be like, oh, man, got to relax. And seriously, when I started doing this like 20 years ago, I couldn't sit up straight for very long like this. I'd be like, after 5 minutes or so, I'd be like, oh man, I'm tired. I need to relax again. But now I can sit this way for hours. And it's because I've practiced. That's the only difference. All right. That's the only difference. I mean, I've gotten older, gotten 20 years older, but I can sit like this a longer time. All right. And it's going to help your posture. It's going to build those core muscles as you sit like this. All right. And the one story I talk about with going back to the breathing for just a second. So I do work at different adult living facilities. And one living facility was a combination. There was people there with Parkinson's, but there were also people rehabbing. And I had been there about 3 months, 4 months, and there was a lady who was in an horrific accident, totally paralyzed one side of her body. And I showed up before class, and she called me over and said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know, my son and my daughter both came in separately this week, and they said, 'Mom, you're breathing a lot better.'" And she said, "I didn't realize it, but ever since my accident, I was struggling to get a breath. It was almost painful to get a breath." She said, "I was constantly struggling to breathe." And think about how many times you breathe during the day for that to happen. And she goes, "I realized that I'm no longer struggling to breathe." And she said, "You're the only one that's worked with me on breathing like that." So just breathing properly, filling our lungs with air can mean a huge thing. Okay? All right. Any questions about that? So we're going to finish the day out with some meditation. All right. So this is really, I wish more people were teaching this. As I talked about earlier, when you get anxious, when you get nervous, when you get mad, your Parkinson's symptoms get worse, right? Think about when you get mad, you really start to shake. So the opposite happens when you calm down. I will be in rooms of like 20 people, all of them with Parkinson's, and do some meditation. And it doesn't happen 100% of the time, but about 80% of the time, tremors and dyskinesia will disappear when you do meditation. It is that powerful. All right. So we're going to work the mind just a little bit in the last 5 minutes of today. All right. Does anybody here meditate? No, you do meditate. How's it going for you? Yeah, it's amazing how well it works. It's not easy to do. That's the one thing everybody goes, oh, it's easy. Just sit there and breathe. No, no, no. It's our minds want to think, and getting our minds to shut off is the hardest thing to do. But it's one of the best things we can do, right? And it's good for caretakers, and it's good for people with Parkinson's. Okay, so I'm going to shut out the overhead light. I'm going to increase the music a little bit, and I'm going to get a drink of water. So, two things. If you close your eyes, it will help you meditate better. Okay. Also, I'm going to talk about the inner stomach, and that's that spot you feel like in your stomach when things aren't going right. You get that feeling in your gut, right? That's the point that I'm looking for. We're trying to relax that point when we get there. Okay. So scoot back in your chair if you need to. I want everyone to be real comfortable. It usually helps if the body is nice and straight. It helps the energy flow better, the Chinese believe. Okay. Any questions before we start? Okay, questions are good, all right? Most questions are good. So, sitting up nice and straight and tall, closing the eyes, taking a big, deep belly breath in. And then exhale, we're cleansing the mind, clear the mind of any thoughts. Not thinking about what happened earlier today, not thinking about what could happen this afternoon. Stay focused in the here and the now. Inhale, filling our lungs with air. Exhale, gently breathing out, clearing our mind of any thoughts. So we're going to start at the feet. So taking a long, slow, deep belly breath in. As we breathe out, imagine you're breathing out through your feet, relaxing your feet. Inhale, filling our lungs with air. Exhale, breathing out through our feet, relaxing our feet. Onto the legs. Taking a long, slow, deep belly breath in. As we breathe out, imagine you're breathing out through your legs, relaxing your legs. Inhale again, filling the lungs with air. Exhale, breathing out through the upper leg, breathing out through the knee, breathing out through the lower leg. Onto our hips. Taking a big, deep belly breath in. As we breathe out, imagine you're breathing out through your hips, relaxing your hips, relaxing your bottom. Inhale, filling our lungs with air once again. Exhale, breathing out through the hips, relaxing our hips. Onto our belly. So taking a big, deep belly breath in. And then as you breathe out, imagine you're exhaling through your navel, relaxing all the muscles at the front of the belly. Inhale, filling the lungs with air. Exhale, breathing out. Imagine you're exhaling through your navel, relaxing all those muscles at the front of the belly. Onto that inner stomach that I was talking about. Taking a big, deep belly breath in. And then as we breathe out, we're going to breathe out through that inner stomach. Relax that inner stomach. This is where we hold a lot of our anxiety. Relax that anxiety. Let go of it. Once again, big, deep belly breath in. As we breathe out, we're breathing out through the inner stomach. Relaxing the anxiety, relaxing our anger, relax our tension. Let's do that again. Big, deep belly breath in. And as we breathe out, breathing out through that inner stomach, relaxing our inner stomach. Onto the lower back. Taking a long, slow, deep belly breath in. As we breathe out, we're breathing out through the lower back, relaxing the lower back. Inhale once again, filling those lungs with air. Exhale, breathing out through the lower back, relaxing the lower back. Feel how our legs relax even more. And we'll finish up by breathing through the whole body. So take a long, slow, deep belly breath in. As we breathe out, imagine you're exhaling through the whole body, relaxing the whole body. Any tension that you're feeling, let go of that tension. It's not doing you any good to hold on to it. Again, big, deep belly breath in. Exhale, breathing out through the whole body, relaxing our whole body. And pause for just a moment. Look at how relaxed you are right now. And again, I don't see any tremors within the room. So you did this yourself. I didn't do it for you. Didn't take a doctor's prescription. I guided you, but you did this yourself. It's your power of your mind. So when you wake up in the middle of the night and you have trouble going back to sleep, or maybe your Tai Chi instructor made you mad and you need to calm down because of that, you can use this deep breathing to calm you down. Okay? It's really, really powerful. All right. Any questions about it? Okay, so I'm going to turn on the overhead lights, so it's going to get bright in here. Okay?